The sun hung over the savanna like a scorching disk, burning the last moisture from the cracked earth, when a ranger named Kofi heard a sound that made his heart sink. Somewhere behind the bushes, a baby elephant was screaming, shrill, desperate, the way only those who know help might not come scream. He floored the gas pedal, and the old Jeep tore straight through the thicket, breaking dry branches with its hood. Kofi had worked in this reserve for 12 years and could distinguish animal voices unerringly. This cry meant mortal danger. The scene that opened up in the clearing was exactly what he feared to see. 6 hyenas had surrounded a tiny calf in a tight circle. The little one was no more than 3 months old, just an infant by elephant standards, barely reaching an adult's waist. He was spinning in place, swinging his short trunk, while the pack leader with a torn ear was already sizing up his legs. Hyenas never attack all at once. They wear down the victim, tear tendons, and then start eating it alive. Kofi had seen this too many times in his career. A shot in the air made the predators recoil but not retreat. They stopped 20 paces away and began communicating with whooping sounds, as if deciding whether the man with the gun was worth the risk. Hyenas are incredibly smart animals, capable of calculating situations and coordinating attacks. Then Kofi grabbed a flare gun and fired right under the leader's paws. A red flash, a deafening bang, and the pack finally dissolved into the tall grass. But Kofi understood. They hadn't left. They just became invisible and would follow the prey for hours, and if necessary, days. The calf was trembling all over, his small ears pressed to his head in fear. Blood was oozing from a bitten tail, but the wound turned out to be shallow. The little one suddenly walked up to the man on his own and nudged his knee with his trunk, making pitiful sounds. He was looking for protection, looking for his mom, who was nowhere to be seen. Female elephants never abandon their calves voluntarily. Their maternal instinct is one of the strongest in the animal kingdom. That meant something terrible had happened. Kofi radioed the base and moved along a trail he found 50 yards from the clearing. Indentations from heavy feet, stripped acacia branches, fresh dung. Everything led northwest toward the hills. The calf trotted alongside, trying not to lag behind a single step. His little legs could barely keep up with the man's long stride, but he stubbornly held on. Instinct told him that being left alone meant certain death. 20 minutes later, their path was blocked by a herd of buffalo. About 30 head were grazing near a dried-up riverbed, and large males on the perimeter immediately noticed the uninvited guests. The nearest bull lowered his head, displaying curved horns capable of piercing even a rhino's hide. In Africa, buffalo are called the Black Death. They kill more people than lions because they are unpredictable and absolutely fearless. Kofi put his hand on the calf's head and began to bypass the herd with slow, steady steps. You can't run. You can't make eye contact. You can't show fear. When one of the bulls made a feint, the calf flinched, ready to run, but Kofi held him by the ear. For 10 endless minutes, they moved in a wide arc until the buffalo finally lost interest. Behind a group of ancient baobabs, an elephant herd was revealed, 8 adult females with calves of various ages. The calf rushed toward them with a joyful squeal, but the nearest female turned around and let out a warning roar, flaring her huge ears. A second one stomped her foot, raising a cloud of dust. A third swung her trunk. It was a strange herd. Elephants recognize family members by scent, which forms over years, and this little one smelled like a stranger. Kofi barely managed to pull him back before tusks swept dangerously close to both of them. He felt the rush of air on his face and realized how close they had been to death. They had to return to the fork in the tracks and start the search anew. And then Kofi spotted them. 3 familiar silhouettes on a distant hill. The hyenas had been tracking them all this time, patiently waiting for their moment. The leader with the torn ear sat motionless, and even at a distance, Kofi felt his gaze. The second trail was fainter, barely noticeable, the tracks of a solitary female, which in itself seemed strange. Female elephants always stick together. Their social bonds are incredibly strong. Suddenly, the little one stopped, raised his trunk, and fluttered his ears. His small body tensed up, his eyes glistened. He recognized his mother's scent. Lunging forward, the calf ran so fast that Kofi could barely keep up, tearing through the thorny brush. Under a lonely acacia with a spreading crown lay a huge female elephant, motionless, with cloudy eyes and heavy, rasping breathing. On her right front leg, just above the knee, a monstrous abscess the size of a soccer ball had swollen up. The skin around it was stretched to the limit, a gray-white color. A neglected infection prevented her from walking normally. Every step caused unbearable pain. That was why she had fallen behind the herd. That was why she couldn't catch up with her playful calf when he wandered too far. The veterinary team arrived in half an hour. Kofi and Hyenas, the reserve's best specialists. They got the elephant to her feet under mild sedation and lanced the abscess, from which thick gray-yellow pus gushed out. The calf paced nearby, trying to push the doctors away with his trunk, not understanding that they were saving his mother. Kofi held the little one, pressing him close and repeating, "Quiet, little one. They are helping her." The operation took almost an hour. Kofi said that another couple of days, and the infection would have entered the blood. For the next 2 weeks, the ranger came every day, changing bandages, administering antibiotics, monitoring the healing. The calf already recognized the sound of his jeep from afar and ran out to meet him, trumpeting joyfully and swinging his trunk. The wound was closing, strength was returning, and the limp was gradually disappearing. A month later, when Kofi visited for the last time, the elephant had fully recovered. Only a pink strip of scar remained from the abscess. In the distance, her family herd appeared. The family was finally coming back for her. The calf wrapped his trunk around the man's arm one last time, as if thanking him for everything, and ran after his mother. The female also walked up to Kofi and made a low sound, not threatening, but almost tender. 2 silhouettes, one big and one small, step in step, slowly dissolved into the golden haze of the African savanna, returning to their family. Sometimes, saving one life requires walking through a pack of hyenas, bypassing enraged buffalo, and not giving up even when the trail leads to a dead end. But it is in such moments that a man understands why he drives out into the savanna every morning.